More importantly, they are backed by the Roy City Independent School District, which is aggressively building new campuses to keep up with enrollment. You are paying HOA and MUD fees here, but you are getting a hyper-safe, family-focused environment with real amenities that are already built and functioning, not just sitting on a blueprint. By the way, I have to briefly mention this. Developers in Texas are turning endless farmland into massive master-planned communities. If you walk into any new build sales office today, they all pitch you the exact same dream. They show you beautiful watercolor renderings of resort-style pools, miles of hiking trails, luxury clubhouses, and elite schools built right into the neighborhood. But what they actually deliver is often a very different reality for thousands of buyers across Texas. That promised luxury turns into living inside an endless, dusty construction zone for 5 years. It turns into skyrocketing HOA fees for an amenity center that keeps getting delayed. And it turns into massive, hidden municipal utility district, MUD, taxes that act like a second mortgage. You thought you bought into a resort. Instead, you bought into a developer's unfinished financial experiment, but it is not all a trap. While some speculative developments in places like the outer edges of Collin County leave buyers living in construction zones with more bulldozers than neighbors, there are established, high-quality master-planned communities that actually deliver on the brochure. Places where the pools are filled, the schools are open, and the luxury justifies the price tag. Number 10, Fate, Chamberlain Crossing and Wood Creek. Starting our list at number 10 is the city of Fate, sitting about 30 miles east of Dallas in Rockwall County. A decade ago, this was a rural outpost. Today, developers have moved in, but the master-planned communities here, specifically places like Chamberlain Crossing, Williamsburg, and Wood Creek, are making the list because they offer something incredibly rare in the DFW metro. The math actually works, while inner Dallas suburbs are pushing 600,000. These fake communities offrent wangelia se the mise en theme at -300,000s. But cheap does not mean abandoned. These neighborhoods have delivered on the parks, the splash pads, and the community trails. More importantly, they are backed by the Roy City Independent School District, which is aggressively building new campuses to keep up with enrollment. You are paying HOA and MUD fees here, but you are getting a hyper-safe, family-focused environment with real amenities that are already built and functioning, not just sitting on a blueprint. If you are relocating to Texas or moving across town, you are about to spend $500,000 or more on a house. Subscribe to this channel right now if you want to make sure your massive investment actually gets you a real community and not just a developer's empty promise. Because number 1 on this list does not just give you a pool, it gives you 25 community events a year, and the schools are built before the houses are even sold. Number 9, Forney, Devonshire and Heartland. At number 9, we head just south to Forney, in Kaufman County. Forney's population has exploded by over 50% since 2020. The massive master-planned communities here, like Devonshire, Mustang Creek, and Heartland, are the definitions of scale. Heartland alone is a massive development that has added thousands of homes. The reason these communities are worth the HOA is that they have reached the critical mass necessary to become self-sufficient. When you buy into a new phase of Devonshire or Heartland today, you are not waiting for the developer to build the promised lifestyle. The massive amenity centers are finished. The pools are open, and crucially, the commercial sector has arrived to support the rooftops. An H-E-B grocery store recently opened, along with medical offices and retail. You are paying suburban taxes, but you are getting a fully operational suburban city where you can live, work, and shop without ever getting on the congested Interstate 20. Number 8, Anna, the master plan pipeline. Number 8 is Anna, located 45 miles north of Dallas in Collin County. Anna is growing at an incredible rate of 14% a year. Usually, hypergrowth means the infrastructure collapses. But Anna is on this list because of how the Anna Independent School District and the local developers are coordinating. In many Texas suburbs, developers build thousands of homes, the schools get overcrowded, and kids end up in portable trailers for 5 years. The master plan communities in Anna are different because the district is actively investing in new campuses ahead of the breaking point. New elementary schools, a new middle school, and high school expansions are either completed or actively under construction. When you pay your property taxes and your HOA fees in Anna's new master plans, you are getting an active, aggressively managed school pipeline. The city is still transitioning from its rural roots, but the foundational infrastructure is being poured correctly. Number 7, Princeton, painted tree and white wing trails. At number 7, we look at Princeton, located on Highway 380 in Collin County. We have warned you before about Princeton's traffic congestion. So why is it on the worth it list? Because of the sheer value proposition of its established master plan communities like painted tree and white wing trails, Princeton is the fastest growing city in America. But inside these specific master plans, developers are executing at a very high level for a middle-class price point. The median home price in Princeton is around $325,000. For that price, Painted Tree offers an elaborate trail system, community pools, and organized social events that you typically only find in $600,000 neighborhoods in Frisco. Yes, the commute on Highway 380 is a grind. But if you work remotely, or if your job is on the eastern side of the Metroplex, these communities deliver a premium master-planned lifestyle at an absolute entry-level price. You are getting what you pay for, and the amenities are real. Number 6, Melissa, elite schools. Number 6 is Melissa, sitting just north of McKinney on Highway 75. Melissa is a masterclass in how to build a premium suburban destination. The master plan communities here are absolutely worth the HOA because they grant you access to the Melissa Independent School District. Melissa ISD is young, but it has invested heavily in elite facilities and highly competitive teacher pay. Families are moving into Melissa's master plans deliberately to get their kids into this specific district. The city council has been proactive about the 64% population growth they experienced over the last 3 years. The new HEB is open, the community centers are active, and the neighborhoods feel deliberately planned, not just randomly thrown onto a dirt lot. The property taxes here are significant, but the return on investment through the school district quality is undeniable. Number 5, Cypress, Bridgeland and Towne Lake. At number 5, we head to the Houston metro area with Cypress. Specifically, the massive, globally recognized master plan communities of Bridgeland and Towne Lake. If you want to know what a finished, elite master plan community looks like, this is it. Towne Lake is built around a 300-acre recreational lake where residents actually take boats to the grocery store and the neighborhood restaurants. Bridgeland offers miles of shaded trails, incredible wildlife integration, and top-tier Katy and Cypress Fairbanks schools. Yes, we have talked about how home prices in Cypress have softened recently due to return-to-office mandates. But from a purely lifestyle perspective, the HOA fees in Bridgeland and Towne Lake are worth every single penny. There is no future promise here. The resort pools are full, the lakes are navigable, and the commercial infrastructure is completely built out. Number 4, Georgetown, Sun City. Number 4 is Georgetown, 30 miles north of Austin. And we are putting it on this list specifically for Sun City, Texas, the massive Del Webb 55-plus retirement community. When you pay an HOA in a retirement community, you are paying for social infrastructure. Sun City, Georgetown is arguably the best execution of this in the state. With over 9,000 homes, multiple championship golf courses, fitness centers, and a social calendar that literally rivals a luxury cruise ship, they deliver completely on their promise. Georgetown has its challenges with water supply and rapid growth, but inside the gates of Sun City, the lifestyle is protected, pristine, and fully operational. For an active adult looking to relocate to Texas, this is a master plan that actually honors the financial commitment of its residents. Number 3, Prosper, pure luxury. At number 3 is Prosper, sitting 35 miles north of downtown Dallas. Prosper is on this list because it represents truth in advertising. The median home price here is $900,000. It is undeniably expensive, and the taxes are brutal. But the master plan communities here deliver exactly what they promise, unapologetic luxury. You are getting massive 3,000-plus square foot homes, large lots, and neighborhood amenity centers that look like country clubs. Most importantly, you are buying into the Prosper Independent School District, which is widely considered one of the top-performing public school districts in all of Texas. There is no bait-and-switch in Prosper. You pay a massive premium, but the developers in the city hand you a finished, elite, highly manicured product in return. Number 2, Fulshear, Cross Creek Ranch. Number 2 brings us back to the Houston area, to the city of Fulshear in Fort Bend County. Fulshear's population grew by an astonishing 190% in 4 years, largely driven by elite master-planned communities like Cross Creek Ranch. Fulshear is the ultimate example of doing it right. This is deliberate, high-end suburban development. Cross Creek Ranch features thousands of homes, massive resort-style pools, fitness centers, and a village center with restaurants. You are paying for luxury, but the execution is flawless. The Lamar Consolidated Independent School District is building campuses at a pace that perfectly matches the construction. Fulshear is not cheap sprawl, it is a meticulously engineered community that justifies its $500,000 to $1 million price tags. Number 1, Celina, Light Farms and Mustang Lakes. Number 1 is Celina, located 45 miles north of Dallas in Collin County. Celina is the fastest growing city in the DFW Metroplex, and it is a city of two realities. If you buy into the wrong neighborhood in Celina, you are living in a chaotic dirt lot where construction trucks outnumber passenger cars, and you will wait years for your amenities. But if you buy into Celina's premier, established master-planned communities, like Light Farms, Mustang Lakes, or Cambridge Crossing, you are getting the absolute gold standard of Texas development. These specific communities are engineered to create instant belonging. Light Farms, for example, hosts over 25 annual community events. We are talking about farmers markets, holiday festivals, and outdoor concerts. The social infrastructure is built right alongside the physical infrastructure. The elementary schools are located directly inside the neighborhoods, allowing kids to walk or bike safely. The HOA fees here pay for a lifestyle that actually exists today. You are not waiting for a rendering to come true. Celina's top-tier communities prove that when developers prioritize the residents over the rapid expansion, a master-planned community can be the best way to live in Texas. The Masterclass outro, Beating the Trap. Those are 10 Texas master-planned communities and cities that are actually worth the HOA and the mud taxes. They have the schools, they have the finished pools, and they have the social infrastructure. But as we wrap this up, we need to have a very serious conversation about the communities that did not make this list. Because for every Light Farms or Cross Creek Ranch, there are a dozen other developments in Texas that are absolute financial traps. If you are moving to Texas, you are going to be heavily aggressively marketed to by developers. You will walk into a stunning model home. The sales rep will offer you a cold bottle of water, sit you down in front of a beautiful, glossy map, and point to a patch of green grass on the paper. They will say, and right here is where the $5 million luxury amenity center is going to be built next year. Do not trust a map. Do not trust a rendering. In Texas, a rendering is not a legally binding contract. If the housing market slows down, like it is doing right now in places like Austin and the Houston suburbs, the developer can, and will, delay that amenity center. They will pause the construction of the pool. They will push back the clubhouse by 3, 4, or 5 years. Meanwhile, you have already closed on your house. You are already paying the $1,200 annual HOA fee. You are already paying the 1% mud tax. But your kids are swimming in a plastic pool in the backyard because the developer's future resort is just a muddy hole in the ground surrounded by chain link fencing. This is the master plan trap. You pay for the infrastructure of tomorrow. Today.so. How do you beat the trap? You have to act like an investigator before you sign the contract. Rule number 1, never buy the first phase of an unproven developer. If a developer has a track record of building elite communities, like Toll Brothers, Perry Homes, or Highland Homes, they generally deliver. But if it is a new developer trying to capitalize on the Texas boom, wait until the amenity center is physically poured in concrete before you buy. Rule number 2, understand the mud tax math. We have talked about municipal utility districts before, but in new master plans, they are the silent killer. The developer issues bonds to build the water lines and the roads, and you, the homeowner, pay those bonds back through your property taxes. Do not let the sales agent brush past this. Ask them directly, what is the exact mud tax rate, and what is the total effective tax rate for this specific lot? If the total tax rate is over 2.8 or 3%, you are carrying too much of the developer's debt. Walk away. Rule number 3, check the HOA reserves. When a community is brand new, the developer controls the HOA. The fees might seem reasonable, maybe $800 a year. But once the developer finishes building and hands the HOA over to the residents, The residents often realize the developer did not put enough money in the reserve fund to actually maintain the giant pool and the miles of trails. What happens next? The resident-controlled HOA has to immediately double your annual fees or issue a massive special assessment just to keep the lights on. Texas is an incredible place to live, and a well-executed master plan community is one of the best ways to raise a family or enjoy your retirement. But you cannot be naive. You are not just buying a house, you are buying into a micro-government. You have to audit that government before you move in. That is what we do on this channel. We read the fine print. We look past the glossy brochures, we track the tax rates, and we tell you the truth so you do not make a massive financial mistake. If you want to navigate the Texas housing market safely, hit that subscribe button right now. It is completely free, and it is the best real estate insurance you can get. Drop a comment down below. Have you ever bought into a neighborhood where the developer lied about the amenities? Are you living in a construction zone right now? Or do you live in one of the great communities we mentioned today? Tell me your story. I read every single comment. But before you log off and head over to Zillow, I need to leave you with one final, critical piece of the puzzle. Because knowing where to buy is only half the battle in 2026. Knowing how to buy in this specific market is what will actually save your equity. Right now, the Texas real estate market is going through a massive correction. We have talked about the crashing prices and the builder panic in our previous videos, but you need to understand how that macroeconomic reality affects even the best master plan communities on our list. During the pandemic boom, builders across the Lone Star State aggressively overbuilt. They poured concrete in places like Manor, Hutto, Anna, and Conroe as fast as they physically could. Now, interest rates have stabilized at higher levels, return-to-office mandates have killed the remote work dream, and the massive wave of out-of-state buyers has evaporated. Because of this, builders are sitting on staggering amounts of finished, empty inventory. And this is exactly where the trap closes on uneducated buyers. If you buy into a brand new, unproven master plan community, one that is still mostly dirt and watercolor renderings, you are taking on 100% of the developer's financial risk. When that developer realizes they cannot sell the next 50 homes at their projected prices, they are going to panic. They will slash base prices by $30,000 to $50,000 just to stop the bleeding and get those carrying costs off their balance sheets. And what happens to you? You just bought your home 3 months ago at the peak price. Now, the builder is selling the exact same floor plan across the street for $40,000 less, while throwing in free upgrades and paying all the closing costs. Your resale equity is instantly wiped out. You cannot compete with a panicking builder. This is exactly why buying into the established communities we discussed today, places like Cross Creek Ranch in Fulshear or Sun City in Georgetown, is your absolute best defense. In these communities, the heavy lifting is already done. The massive resort pools are filled. The trail systems are paved. The schools are open and operating. Because the infrastructure is finished, the developer is not desperately trying to fund the next phase by liquidating inventory at fire sale prices. Your equity is insulated. However, even in these premium communities, you still have massive leverage right now. The balance of power has shifted entirely to the buyer. When you walk into a sales office today, you must change your mindset. Do not act like you are lucky to be there. Do not let the sales agent dazzle you with a glossy brochure and a cold bottle of water. You are the one with the capital, and they need you desperately. Do not accept the sticker price. Your first question to the agent should never be about the listing price. It should be, what is your aging inventory, and what kind of concessions are you offering to move it today? The national builders have deep pockets. They might resist dropping the base price because they want to protect the neighborhood's comparable sales, but they will absolutely hide their panic in the concessions. Demand the mortgage rate buy down. Builders have the capital to buy your interest rate down into the low 5% range. Demand the $15,000 to $20,000 in closing cost credits. Demand the premium lot upgrade for free, and finally, you must audit the taxes yourself. We have warned you about this before, but it bears repeating every single time. Master plan communities look like luxury resorts because they are funded by municipal utility districts, MUDs, and public improvement districts. The developer issued millions in municipal bonds to build that beautiful amenity center, and you are paying those bonds back through your property taxes. Never trust the Zillow monthly payment estimate. It is an algorithm that often relies on outdated, homestead cap tax assessments. Go directly to the county tax assessor's database. Look up the exact MUD rate, the county rate, the school district rate, and the emergency services district rate. Combine them. If that effective tax rate pushes past 2.8 or 3%, you need to walk away. Because on a $600,000 home, a 3% tax rate means you are paying $18,000 a year just in taxes. That is a second mortgage that will never go away, and it will only increase as the county raises your assessed value every year. The Texas dream is still alive, but the days of blindly buying any house with a yard and expecting it to double in value are over. Growth without discipline is just construction, and construction without demand is just inventory.do your homework. Audit the HOA. Verify the MUD taxes. And negotiate like your financial future depends on it, because it does. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being a subscriber, and I will see you in the next one.